So, good morning, everybody. How you are today? Good? Second day, new mobility world. All exciting here. Next generation mobility. Good. Let's talk a little bit about today, just to warm you up a little bit. One of these useless questions at the beginning of a speech. Who of you has a smartphone? Who of you has a smartphone? Okay, good. So, who of you has a car? And who's using the smartphone while driving? Come on, honestly. Honestly. Good. Let's talk about that. So, you know what this means, right? Using a smartphone is something that actually is fundamental in our daily life. And using a smartphone is a beautiful thing because it connects us with all of our digital life, but it's very distracting. So it actually can happen that you get wet, which is something that at least doesn't hurt, but very uncomfortable if you're looking at the weather outside. It also could hurt a bit more that while you're reading an email, you just stumble upon, like here in this airport, over this street sign. The issue is that while using the smartphone in a car, you don't get wet or hurt, you die. And that is something that actually leads to fundamental issues that we have at the moment worldwide. The first time in 25 years, the death casualties on US highways is going up again. And the NHTSA, which is the North American Traffic Association, they call it the Snapchat effect. The German ADAC, which is the German Automotive Club, saying there are more people dying from smartphones in cars than by alcohol. And if you ask the numbers and if you do the surveys, up to 85% of people saying that they're using often to constantly the phone while driving. So, and that is something where we actually thought we need the solution for, and we developed in Chris with actually a digital CoDriver that fits in every car, easily to install, and which interacts completely touchless, just with voice and gesture. So, voice and gesture is something that you can interact in the car while connecting with your phone easily. And we developed this little piece of intelligence that connects with your phone while your phone remains in your pocket, and you interact just with voice and gesture control. So imagine you're getting in your car in the morning, you're driving this 45 minutes to the office, and you know you have this 35 emails in the inbox. What are you doing today? You're doing this, right? You're scrolling through your list of emails just to check the emails, and at the end you want to arrive in the office without stress because the first meeting is already starting when you're arriving. And in order to do that, you're causing this very high level of distraction. So, as said, we developed this smart mobile device that is actually serving all of the cars out there. And there are a lot. We not all are Tesla drivers. We are not all BMW, Audi, Lexus, whatever drivers, where some of those technologies are already built in. The majority of people driving cars that are pretty old. So the average car in Germany is 9.5 years old. And there are 47 million cars on German streets. In the US, the average car is over 11 years old. So that is something that is causing at the moment these issues, and that's something why we come with this solution. But that's just the beginning. Actually, what we are about to build, it's a digital cognitive assistant that is learning about your behavior, and that ultimately also will serve you in the car and prospectively, of course, in every car you will buy in the future. So while we're going today in every car, prospectively, we want to do this. So those are three areas that we actually identified what a digital CoDriver has to do different to, let's say, a digital assistant at home. Right? It's not very helpful to order a pizza while driving 140 kilometers in 1.5 tons. It helps you a lot while sitting at home and talking to Alexa, But as a co-driver, it's very important that you as a driver don't need to ask your co-driver after the curve what you would have to know before the curve. And therefore, we have developed this concept of cognitive priority, which actually means that a co-driver needs to understand, like an analog co-driver sitting next to you, which action actually counts better in what situation to you. Give you an example. While you're using your navigation system of your smartphone, and 60% of people having a built-in navigation system prefer to use the smartphone navigation. So you're using this navigation, Google Maps or Apple or Here Maps or whatever, and you're approaching this highway exit, this double highway exit. There's one exit and the next one behind, just 200 meters, and you're listening to the navigation command. And in this very second, when you expect the navigation command are coming, a WhatsApp is coming in. What's happening today? You don't understand the navigation command because the smartphone is a computer and doesn't prioritize information. Everything is coming at the same time. So that is something where you need something to learn. And if someone would sit next to you, someone really knowing you, would do this for you, and that's something that we intend to develop. The next element is the contextual awareness, right? While I'm driving, I actually cannot pick out my phone, or I actually should not pick out my phone and checking my calendar when I'm getting a WhatsApp, are you free for lunch tomorrow? So it actually is triggering a lot of information behind in order not to distract you and giving you a very easy solution to answer that. And the ultimate part is the conversational intelligence, which actually means you want to talk to a co-driver. You want the co-driver to understand you, and you want to co-driver to proactively interact with you. So I give you an example. For example, in traffic. So there's this moment, 7 o'clock in the morning. That's a very famous highway next to Berlin, the Avus. The left picture is 7 o'clock in the morning, and you all have the same streets in your cities all over the globe, right? Where you have traffic situations in the morning that 2 hours later don't count anymore. The cognitive load of you as a driver while being in the left situation is completely different than in the right situation. So in the left situation, while you're changing lanes, etc., you might gonna not be overloaded with additional information. And that is something that, again, someone that really would know you, in my case, my wife, she would not actually continue to read an email to me from my smartphone when she would realize that I'm stressed, beyond the fact that I'm a man. So that's something that we really looked into. It's something that you do with this cognitive load or customer journey. We really, and those are principles that actually combining user-centric design and software development in the way of getting a self-learning AI platform. So what we're actually doing here is building a platform that is combining your digital life and additional sensors, which could come from the car. Our system is not intending to be a OBD or Canvas integrating type of system. That's something we're integrating, but something that actually is coming from you. We building, as we say, the brain and soul of Chris. So we building actually the intelligence of a co-driver. And that's something that we provide you in a very holistic interface with voice and gesture to you in order to build two fundamental data elements, which one is the behavioral data to understand better how you're driving, as said. As a co-driver, I need to understand, are you a stressed driver, are you an aggressive driver, are you a relaxing driver? Stressed drivers, you can actually understand in driving patterns, right? There are all these cab drivers and Uber drivers that we know that accelerating like hell and then braking very abruptly, right? Those guys are usually a little bit stressed and elements like that. And on the other side, because it's an integrated system, it's also a very interesting element to collect the incident data. So that is what we're doing, and if you're interested, we're actually going to launch the first product early next year. Check out hellochris.ai. That's the website for the first aftermarket product. And I wish you all a great Friday and a great weekend, and see you soon.